Just because something is unpatriotic does not mean that it's illegal. It also doesn't make it unconstitutional either. You might think that burning the American flag is a sign of disrespect, but it is part of our freedom of speech, and it's been settled in the Supreme Court. Recently, the president signed an executive order demanding that the Department of Justice prosecute people that burn the American flag. He's even instructing immigration officials to take away the visas of people that are caught doing it that are non-citizens as well. Really, in my opinion, this is just him giving a way for people to try to find a way around Supreme Court precedent to throw people in jail. Supreme Court has already ruled twice that burning the American flag is protected speech. It's protected under the First Amendment, and it's part of our freedom of speech. The first Supreme Court case was Texas versus Johnson with this man right here. His name is Gregory Johnson. During the 1984 Republican National Convention, he burned the American flag in protest to Republicans and their convention that they were having as well. Now, there was a law at the time in Texas that banned the burning of the American flag, so he automatically got arrested. Now, he took his case all the way up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court had a 5-4 decision that said that burning the American flag is part of free speech, it is protected speech, and it is protected under the First Amendment. Right after this Supreme Court case, the United States government instituted a law called the Flag Protection Act. It was passed directly in response to Texas versus Johnson. It made it illegal 100% to desecrate a U.S. flag. And it went further than just burning the flag if you trampled on the flag or physically defiled or defaced it. Now, just a year later, in 1990, it went back to the Supreme Court in another case called United States versus Eichmann. It was questioning the constitutionality of the Flag Protection Act of 1989. And the Supreme Court ruled that the Flag Protection Act was unconstitutional. Again, the Supreme Court found that the federal law, just like the law in Texas, was unconstitutional because of one specific thing. It targeted express conduct based on its communicative impact. And that is what violated the First Amendment. And this is a direct quote from the Supreme Court ruling. The court struck down the law because, quote, its asserted interest is related to the suppression of free expression and concerned with the content of such expression, allowing the flag to be burned in a disposal ceremony, but prohibiting protesters from setting it ablaze at a political protest made that clear. And that was from Justice Brennan. If you were around in the early 90s, you remember that this was a huge deal, especially in conservative circles, and people still talk about that ruling. But one way I think the Trump administration is going to get around this, though, is by attaching things that don't necessarily concern the burning of the flag to the burning of the flag. For example, they might not be able to arrest you for burning the flag, but they can arrest you for destruction of property in a public place, or they can arrest you for disorderly conduct. And of course, if they stack these charges on top of each other, it could lead to the year in jail that Donald Trump wants for people that burn the flag.